Welcome to Shelf Life, the monthly series where I look at games I covered about 6 or 7 months ago and let you know whether they're still in my collection. And we finally made it to 2026. I'm looking at the games I covered in January. There were a ton of them. Let's get right to it and see which of them had shelf life. So starting off in the crowdfunding corner, although I'm 99% sure this game is already delivered, it is Hyperstar Run, a button-shy game. And I enjoyed the theme for this one a lot. I like games that try to emulate platforming. We did one with Mega Man Adventures. This one was okay, though. Not like my favorite button-shy, not terrible. I've enjoyed other ones from them more this year, like a nice cuppa that I'll do on Shelf Life next month. But this was a pretty solid game, and to be fair, I never got to play the final version. I didn't get to play with any of the expansions. But Hyperstar Run was pretty fun. Not one I would have pledged myself, though. As opposed to a place for all my books, the other crowdfunding game in January, which is supposed to deliver soon, and I very much would have pledged, and I just emailed them about a review copy. Hopefully they'll send me one. And not just because I enjoyed the game and the theme, I did. It's a fun little spatial manipulation game with a great theme about being an introvert and trying to get books to make yourself happy. But my wife really adored this one, both the theme and the gameplay. So that's my main interest in it, just being able to play something with my wife, which doesn't happen too often. So I hope I get to play the final version of this, a place for all my books, but definitely one that I enjoyed. That's it for the crowdfunding games. Getting to release games, we have the My First Adventure series, which is a really kid-friendly little choose-your-own-adventure thing with this interesting mechanic where you're flipping only some of the pages and kind of collecting items and stuff to get to different endings. My kids definitely had a really fun time with this. They don't last very long, but I don't think they're that expensive for one individual book. We got 3 of them to play with and played through all 3. So yeah, if you like choose-your-own-adventures and you want to try one out with your kids in a nice family-friendly way, My First Adventures is not a bad one to go with, but it was a call. We sent it on to somebody else once we had played through all of them. Next is Puzzle Dungeon, a solo card game of battling different monsters. And this one I did enjoy. It has a great amount of variety, especially if you get like the big set with just tons of heroes and tons of monster sets. So I had a good time with this. It's fun tactical card play, but eventually I got a little bit tired of it and I did call it. I honestly can't remember what I didn't like about it in the long run, but I thought it was a solid game. And yeah, again, the variety is pretty crazy, just an insane amount of heroes and monsters to try out. So that is Puzzle Dungeon, another call. Next up is SETI, and this one is a keep for me. I really enjoyed the Euro action in this one. I thought the solo variant worked well. Now, I am very excited to see what they bring in the expansion because it's supposed to have, I think, different factions to try out with different powers, and also it's supposed to speed up the early game. But it's not like I think the game is inherently flawed. Even without the expansion coming, I think it would still be a keeper for me. It's one of those Euros that I actually enjoy playing. So that is SETI, a keep. Next up is Alone Under the Ice, the first release in the Backstories series. And I actually covered the Emerald Wedding, I think it was called, or Emerald Wedding Anniversary, the second release a few months back. But yeah, I really enjoy this one. I think this is a series I'm going to continue following. It's kind of choose your own adventure-ish. It has this fun mechanic where you take these little, you're seeing kind of, I talk about it in the video here. You take these little cutout cards and put them on the back of other cards and then flip them over and see what they reveal to you and like what you discover with that action or that item. Really enjoy that system. The second one I thought was even better than the first one, but I had fun with them both. That is Backstories, Alone Under the Ice, and that would be a keep except I finished it and sent it on, so it's a call just because I got through all the gameplay. And hey, speaking of games that came back later, I just recently did a review for, what was it called? It was the Emerald something else, but this is the Emerald Flame that I'm talking about here. This is one of the post-curious narrative puzzle games. I love these. Emerald Flame was not the top of my list, and actually I liked the sequel kind of spin-off one that just crowdfunded better, but I think this one is also really good. The puzzles are great. The story is really fun. So if you like post-curious stuff, Emerald Flame is definitely one to check out, although it's big and expensive, but you can pass it on to somebody else that has it, I think, a reset pack for at least one extra play in there. So yeah, Emerald Flame, a call because I finished it, but really good game. Next up is Horrified World of Monsters, I guess not the most recent release, right? Because they did the Dungeons and Dragons one. And this one was okay. I got to say, I didn't, I had a good time with the original Horrified, and it's kind of been a downward trajectory. I just think the balancing and playtesting and rules clarity have just not been good since that first release. So I don't really have any interest in playing the Dungeons and Dragons one, sadly. And this one was okay. Like, it wasn't as bad as American Monsters, which is still the worst one for me, but it also wasn't great. So yeah, World of Monsters was a call. I'm just kind of off the Horrified system in general at this point. Next is an odd one. It's called Nevermind the Distraction. It's supposed to model meditation, and you are like flipping and unflipping these cards, and like distractions are popping up, and you're trying to like kind of clear the board perfectly. But But yeah, it's a cool game. It's definitely trying to emulate something I have interest in, meditation, although the actual mechanics are maybe not the best, and it can be kind of backwards and forwards. You win some, you lose some, which might not be great for everybody. So it was a call for me, but I think the art and like the pictures are cool, and the core concept is just very unique. So that is Nevermind the Distraction. Next, we have Finspan, the fishy spin-off of Wingspan, and I like this one a lot. I said in my review, and I still stand by this, that I don't really ever need to play Wingspan again unless I just want to see cool birds, because I think Finspan is a little bit smoother and quicker to play, while if I want a deeper game, I'd rather play Wormspan, the dragon one. But all that being said, I did not end up keeping this one, although maybe I should have because my family did like it. But I thought it was just fine. There are other Stonemaier games and other like solo competitive Euros I'd rather play. But Finspan is solid if you want a quicker experience in kind of the Spanish universe. This is a great one to check out, but it's a call for me. Okay, next is one of the most recent seasons for Final Girl, The Killer from Tomorrow, based off of the Terminator franchise. And this one didn't work that great for me. I think I put it on my disappointments list earlier in the year. I thought the killer was fine. The killer that kind of models the Terminator, and like you kill one Terminator, then a better Terminator shows up and you can make them your ally. I thought that was a cool mechanic. But I thought the Sunny Days Mall and the sort of John Conacher character in it were deeply flawed and exploitable, and I don't think they were a great map set. So half the set didn't work for me. And I will say, like, overall, playing through this one made me feel like I'm not sure how much more Final Girl I want to play or get. It's just there's so much of it, and I don't think I need that much. But the core system is still fun if you want some quick horror-themed dice rolling action. So that's Killer from Tomorrow, a call, but overall Final Girl can still be fun. And man, lots of games, but almost at the end. Next is Dungeon Legends, which is a cooperative deck builder kind of adventure game. And this one was also a call. Like I talked about in my review, I thought the scenarios had like there was some good variety there, but they had some issues in that the balance was like weird, and they didn't really have a good way to make it more or less difficult. It was just super swingy. There are easy ways to house rule to fix that. And also I thought the deck building was not that interesting overall. So yeah, the game was fine, but it just felt maybe like slightly underbaked for me. And there are a lot of great co-op deck builders at this point, so this one didn't stand out. That was another call, Dungeon Legends. But hey, let's end on a positive note with one more keep, Metal Gear Solid. This is such a good adaptation of a video game series that I really enjoy. The stealth action is great. The scenarios are a lot of fun. The little one-off sneaking missions are cool. Yeah, I think this is a really good game if you like stealth gameplay. If you like the video game, I think it does it justice in a major way. Yes, it's kind of random, but the missions are so quick, it doesn't really bother me that much. So yes, a full-on keep for me. Really want to play this more at some point whenever I have time. That is Metal Gear Solid. So man, that was a rough month. I covered 10 or more games and only kept 2 of them. That's just how things go sometimes. Let's get to the contest and see who is best able to guess my calls. For the first group of games, most of you got it right, guessing SETI, 54%. None were next with 31%. 13% thought I would keep Puzzle Dungeon, and only 2% thought I would keep the My First Adventure books. Group 2 also had the majority correct, with None at 59%. Emerald Flame got 25%. Horrified World of Monsters got 11%. And Backstories, Alone Under the Ice, only got 5%. And finally, for Group 3, again, the majority of you got it right, with Metal Gear Solid at 57%. None got 21%. Finspan, 15%. Dungeon Legends, only 5%. And Nevermind the Distraction, only 2%. And a bunch of you guessed all of these correctly. The people in yellow are our Patreon supporters with double entries. So I'm going to roll a d6 for the column, and then a 1d10 for the row, re-rolling if I get a 10, and we'll see who our winner is. So first for the 1d6, we get a 1, and then for the d10, we get a 4. Which means, Maria Laporte, you are our winner for this month, so I'll be in touch to see which game you would like. But the rest of you, thanks for entering, and don't forget to check the video description to enter for September's contest. We'll see you at the next stop.